And we're back. What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live on this beautiful Corona-free day. Today is Sunday, July the 11th at 9:15 in the morning. How are you doing? So here's the thing. There's something called pressure testing, okay? And what it's a term that I pretty much refer to as like the trial phase of something that you do. In this case specifically, I'm talking about comedy, right? So you only know if a joke works if you test it out. And in the circle of comedy between all stages is basically like the idea stage, where you think of like a concept or something. The writing stage is when it's kind of like if you were trying to talk to a girl, you try to like come up with like the best way of saying it. And then there's the testing, or as I call it, pressure testing phase, which is when you're pretty much trying your ideas to see if it works, because you might make something that makes you laugh, but it doesn't make anybody else laugh. Something that you think is funny that other people don't, or something that I might not think is funny, but I tried anyway, and everybody loves it. So the other day I went to a mall, and not naming names, but basically I tried out all of my material to date, as far as that was like tight and connected together, just to make sure that I could move on to it. Because the thing is, as far as comedy goes, once you know something works, it's like a sword. It always stays sharp. It's always there for you. And the only thing left that you have to do is just work on and get better and do more material. Now, there might be a circumstance where you come back and you might actually make something better, or you might be saying something, but in general, without the pressure testing phase, without you, the audience, comedy doesn't work. So to that person at the mall, and to everyone that I randomly stop by and approach them and ask them, hey, can I try out some jokes and stuff like that? Sincerely, I really do appreciate it, because without you, I essentially, as far as my art amongst others with comedy, doesn't exist. It only works if I know it works. So I have to pressure test it to make sure it does work. And I was very graciously given an opportunity to try out, I think it was like 25 minutes of material, just nonstop, boom, 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 boom. And I was consistent, everything. I really needed to do that and redeem myself, because when I had my actual last stand-up comedy show, it was a complete failure, but not necessarily because of myself. There were technical issues, and how am I supposed to essentially build off of one joke and then the next when you don't hear the one before it? You see what I mean? So it wasn't a good situation, but I got out of it in the best case scenario, or one of the next best case scenario, which was basically I met a lot of great people. I got a lot of new contacts, and you know, I progressed forward. But now that I actually have said all the material that I wanted to that person at the mall, and everything leading up to that, up until like that point, now that I know it all works, I'm so thankful. But it really is a vicious cycle, because now that I have got something absolutely perfect, I mean, as far as growing goes, which is something that I'm always doing, you move on, you go on to new stuff. So hypothetically, if I were to approach that person at the mall in the earliest stage and not like the final stage, you know, you may leave, that person may have left thinking, wow, that guy wasn't funny. But depending on where in the cycle, because I was at the very end, I was like at the perfection stage, just pressure testing it, making sure that everything was working correctly, and it was. And there's different, like, without getting too complicated, there's different levels of pressure testing, which is like, I'm testing it out as far as I know it works, but maybe I'm just getting my timing and the rhythm and everything down. Well, essentially, I was just making sure that it all worked, because I didn't get to try it all at once all together. Make sure that everything stuck, and it did. And I was so thankful for it and so appreciative for it, because not that many people, especially random people, have 20 minutes or more of time that they can give to you to listen, to see if you're funny. But part of what kept it working and whatnot is that I was funny and I was saying interesting and I was being entertaining. So, beyond thanks, because without you, the people, I wouldn't be able to finish my final stage of the material cycle before it starts all over again. So now I'm continuing on from where I left off, and I'm just going to be talking more. Well, I don't want to give it away, but I'm basically continuing on from that point forward, with the ending of a 25-minute set. It's around 25 minutes. It might even be 30. But I love it. It's who I am, and I'm extremely thankful. So, again, thanks again for being able to everyone, specifically and broadly, who allows me to try out new material, because a lot of times when I'm having conversations with you guys, I won't tell you it's a joke, because I feel like you'll build up level of how good it should be, and then almost always it's like a letdown. Okay, you were like, because you're like expecting more and whatever. But if I don't say anything, you can laugh through the roof because you weren't expecting it. So even me letting you know I'm going to tell you something that's a joke or something like that, it has to be really, really good and spot on if I'm telling it to you up front. Otherwise, I'll be very inconspicuous and just start talking to you about something and bring it up. So, anyway, with that being mentioned, I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for your time and continue to listening. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Peace.